Give me, 1 second. Post this shit to other stuff. Should be good. Alright. It should be all set up. Yeah. Alright. Looks like we're set up. Been a while, y'all. So I haven't been streaming, I'm just a dumbass. Who's real mad about streaming regularly. So, what's the deal with this thing, eh? This is actually an endless spell for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. I got it at my local game store, because I guess somebody sold it because I didn't want it anymore. I got it not realizing that it is a Sylvaneth only endless spell. And I don't play Sylvaneth. I play Living City, which would allow me to use the spell in that army. But that's about it. That's the only use I can really get out of it. I also got this spell, which is a Fight Storm. A bunch of little bugs. Man, they're a little hive. Cool. I like it. Anyway, I like them. They look cool. Anyway, you know what this does look like? Magic said it in the stream. Burrow worm, or more specifically, a giant purple worm, say, from D&D. That's what I plan on painting it as. It's already primed. I didn't prime it. I think whoever had it before primed it, and that's what they chose. I'm not going to go over it with a different primer, because it's already primed. It shouldn't change too much of the look. And I am interested in seeing what it does. That's a good point, yeah. I will... The boys can troll me all they want. That's good content too, you know? Free content. Troll me all you want. Hello. I don't know what that emote is. Is that a pepper with sunglasses on? Anyway. I should probably, I'm gonna add something to the thing here. So that you guys can see the stream chat. How should I do that? If I can add. That'll have to do for now, I think. Oh, it's slower than I thought it would. Oh, it's also okay. Alright, so now when you guys say something, it'll show up on this box here. And that way people can read it. Yeah, see? Beautiful. Alright, there we go. Anyway, I'll look over Illrigger later on in the stream, I think. For now, let me keep telling my story. So I bought this one, and I bought this. I think I only got them for like $10. So frankly, it was a fucking steal. I can't play them in my army, but it's a fucking steal. And you know what? I can maybe, if I do some rebasing, turn this into an Emerald Life one, which I can use, and which is really good for my army. And this, I can just use as a D&D monster. Because, holy shit, it's just a giant purple worm. Easy. And I want to paint this, just because I feel like painting it. And because I haven't used purple in a while, so... so I think that's the plan for tonight. Move this over. Get this a little bit closer. Oh. Ah. Like that. Alright. Yeah. So it's like breaking through the ground and stuff. It's pretty cool looking. Figure it'll be nice to use. As like a purple one. What else was I going to talk about today? I think that was about it for the things I had to talk about for sure. Yeah. Alright. So, get my painting in. We're going to use the big brush. Base brush. Do we want to do Phoenician or do we want to use Nagarok Knight? The difference is mostly in tone. This one's a little bit lighter, but not by much. We'll use Phoenician, I think. You can always use Nagarok later. Hello! Hi, AJ, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're painting a worm. Yeah, that works. Alright. Be enough paint to start with, at least. Brush. It is from Warhammer. This is what's called an endless spell. This one specifically is a blade worm. It's just a big giant worm that like goes through the battlefield. But I'm gonna paint it as a giant purple worm from D&D. Mostly because I can't use this in Age of Sigmar with my current stuff, and because it looks just like a giant purple worm. So let's see if this is base coat. So we're just gonna go with a solid base coat over the like ridges here. We're probably gonna have to do 2 base coats of it. Which is fine. Kind of hard to grab onto it because it's such a large base. It's also built right onto the base. It's not, well, you don't afterwards like most other spells tend to do. It's interesting. Pretty cool to see. Most things in most games don't start attached to the base. There's a few things, but it's pretty rare to see. Yeah, you can see this little carapace is already coming together. It almost looks like a Tyrannid from 40k now that I'm looking at it in different. Like looking at it from above with this purple color. Hopefully that fixes it. Still a bit too liquidy. Probably we'll just have to wait for it to dry and apply a second coat. Yeah, you can see I'm also going to do the ridge here. I'm going to do that in a smaller brush, because I think what I currently got is a little bit too thick of a brush to do that. I don't mind too much if I get something on this underside, mostly because I'm going to go back over it. But I figure the less I get there, the better, the easier it will be fix that. Right there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a second coat. It's not quite thick enough to coat it the first time, which isn't too big of a deal. It's not big that this will take longer, and we'll have to wait for it to dry. Because it will take a while. I can talk and stuff in the meantime while waiting for it to dry, but there's something else to do. And we'll apply it, we'll put the purple on this as well, under here. Breaking through the ground up here. How's everybody been doing, by the way? So we will wait for that to dry. Grab that. So now we're going to run along the edges here. And get this upper edge here. Now to the other side. Kind of sucks that I don't have any like base holders there. They're kind of too big to fit in my regular holder. So I'm sort of stuck having to like hold it in freehand the brush, which is difficult because my hands aren't exactly like the stillest things on the planet, you know. But this is a base coat, so it doesn't really matter too much if we make any mistakes. Alright. So, I'm going to wait for that to dry. It should be, most of it's already dried, but we'll give it another 10 minutes. Alright. So Matt sent me the Illrigger class from Matt Colville. So I'll take a look at it for him. I don't know if he's in the chat at the moment. Say something if you're in the chat, mate. Alright. Alright, here we go. Well, that art looks big as fuck for it. Okay. And it'd be versatile armored warrior. Okay. I mean, the war fight's pretty thick as fuck. Alright. D10 hit point. So, kind of a standard fighter hit point. Light armor, medium armor, shield for arm efficiency. That's what barbarian, I guess. Weapon, martial weapon, makes sense. No tools, efficiency, constitution, and charisma. Okay. So it almost seems like a mix between fighter and paladin with some like warlock stuff as well. Okay. So their first level thing, I guess, is pretty good. If you make a persuasion, deception, or intimidation check, you treat a roll of 7. Looks like you treat the D20 roll, so without modifiers. Like if you roll a 7 on the dice, it becomes an 8. And it's 7 or lower. Okay. It's pretty good, but like more of the roleplay thing than anything. And you learn the infernal language. That makes sense. I mean, Infernal Conduit is interesting. It's sort of like a... not quite the same as Lay on Hand, but it seems to sort of be like the same general concept. And actually, no, what it reminds me more of is the old school healing and harm spell. So, back in I think like 3rd edition, there was a spell called Healing, and there was a spell called Harm. And they effectively did the same thing, except one healed and the other harmed. For about the same amount of damage, health, respectively. And so this is kind of like the same idea, except with sort of one feature, and it's not a spell. The one thing I will say... oh, never mind, it's not here. Okay. Okay, so, for harming them, it seems like it's a melee spell attack. With your charisma. Makes sense. And they take necrotic damage if you're hurting them, and you steal hit points, basically. And if you gain hit points over your maximum, it becomes temporary hit points. And then you can also, at 11th level, you can start inflicting exhaustion on them. And a fighting style, 2nd level. So the language isn't super clear. So you choose an Illrigger fighting style, and then... Okay, so I think what it's saying is that, like, those 4 fighting styles are the Illrigger fighting styles, and they're 4 new types. So... Okay, so you don't get to choose the fighting styles from like, the book, you get to choose from these ones. That makes sense. I mean, own class, I guess. I don't know, the only thing I'll say is that the language isn't super clear on this. Okay. They seem fairly good, just all of them. Treachery plus 3 bonus to damage roll seems a little high. But I guess like a high risk, high reward kind of deal. Bravado just seems like unarmored. I don't know what the feature's called, but you get an unarmored type of AC, unarmored defense or something like that. In this case it's Dex plus Charisma. Makes sense, I guess. And you can use a shield with it. Schemes is... Schemes seems kind of bad, I'm not gonna lie. It definitely seems like the weakest of them. When you hold a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapon, which for the record does work for sword and board, so you can use a sword and have a shield and do this. You can use your reaction after an adjacent enemy attacks you to move into another unoccupied space within 5 feet of the attacking enemy. It doesn't provoke attack of opportunity, which is good, but they're already attacking you, so it's not like you get to dodge them. And then you have to move into an unoccupied space within 5 feet of the person who's attacking you. I don't know, it seems kind of bad. And then Lies, the Lies fighting style was actually pretty good. If you're using a two-handing weapon, you can use your charisma modifier instead of strength. Which is good. I mean, that's good. I think that's actually something that the Hexblade Warlock did. Okay, the next feature is Baleful Interdict. Okay. Don't feel like a League of Legends ability. Okay. So when you have these seals that you can apply to a person with a bonus action within 30 feet of you. You can do that any number of times equal to your charisma modifier. You should probably run as a pretty high thing. so it's probably going to be somewhere in the 3 to 4, maybe 5 range. And then when you finish a short or long rest, you regain all the heals. Okay, so when you or an ally hit the target, you can see with any seals on it, you can consume the seals to make the attack deal an extra 2d6 necrotic damage to the target per seal consumed. You can just stack a bunch of seals on a person and then burst them all at once. And then if you are within 30 feet of the target, you regain 2 hit points for each die of damage your seal deals. Okay, so if you apply like 3 seals on a person, and then you consume all of them at once, you regain 6 hit points, because that's 6 dice that are being rolled, and then it's 6d6 necrotic damage. Okay, if they're not used after 1 minute, they evaporated. Only the Illrigger placed it there, and then it appears to them as a glowing glyph on the creature's forehead. And then if a creature with any of these seals on it dies, you can move those seals to another creature, sort of like Hunter's Mark. Then at 10th level, your seals deal an additional d6 damage. And then they improve differently based on which contract you choose, which is like, I guess, the subclasses. Okay, Hell Sight, this is the next feature. Oh, okay. This is like the Paladin detect evil or good kind of sight. Except, instead of that, it detects whether somebody's using magic to hide or disguise themselves. So if they're like invisible, or say they're using like disguise self on themselves, you can detect that within 60 feet of you. Which is really good. Not great in combat because it requires an action, but good for like, I guess, roleplay moments and stuff like that. And then you use it equal to your charisma modifier. When you finish a long rest, you regain your splendid uses. Okay. Alright, here's the Diabolic Contract. Okay. Okay. Okay, so you gain the Invoke Authority ability, which seems to be sort of like the Cleric and the Paladin's Channel Divinity. And then you choose either, it looks like there's 3 contracts that you choose. Painkiller, Shadow Master, and Architect of Ruin. Painkiller sounds a little goofy, just because like it makes me think of the like a medicine painkiller. Okay. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Jeez. Alright. Ability score improvement at 4th level, and then 8th, 12th, 16th, 19th. Makes sense. Extra attack at level 5. Makes sense. War of Despair at 14th level. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Whenever a hostile creature within 15 feet of you makes an attack roll or a saving throw, it must roll a d4 and subtract that number from their result. That's just like a really solid debuff. On 15th level, you can summon a Bone Devil to serve you for 1 minute. That's pretty good. Again, 15th level, and not most games don't get to that, but you can use it weak. Acts on the same initiative as you. And you may both act and it can both act and move on the turn you summon it. Okay. And if you die or fall unconscious, it returns to hell. Okay. Pretty good. Alright. Let's look at the contracts themselves then. Painkiller is the first one. These seem to be they serve Despader, who's I guess like the Demon Lord or Devil Lord or whatever. Okay. Alright. They're among the most chivalrous, but there's the twisted chivalry, who will accept and honor a challenge in single combat and physically punish any who try to interfere. But they will cheat if losing and play with an enemy before finishing them if winning. Nice. Okay. Alright, they lead from the front. They're the commander, victory at any cost, and soldiers die. That's still like 10, I guess. Then here's the contract. Alright. Invoke Authority Devastator. As an action, you invoke the authority of Despader, the number of allies equal to your charisma modifier who you can see within 60 feet, and you may use a reaction to make one weapon attack. Pretty solid. Then Infernal Surge. Upon invoking Despader's authority, you gain an extra action in addition to your normal action and any possible bonus action. So it's still like an action surge for fighter. And then bonus proficiency at level 3, you gain the proficiency with heavy armor. So this is like the big heavy knight type. Okay, then starting at 7th level, you can as an action place a seal on an enemy within 30 feet. If they are large or smaller, they must make a wisdom saving throw or be grappled, and the target is restrained until the grapple ends. That is really good. I guess it's called by the throat. So I guess it's meant to be like a Darth Vader, like force choke kind of thing. That's pretty cool. And then at 9th level, Telekinetic Seal. And as a reaction to an enemy moving into space adjacent to you, place a seal on them. And then if they fail, they must make a wisdom saving throw if you do that. And then if they fail, they're thrown back 30 feet and knocked prone. So you like force blast them away. Starting at 13th level, this is called You Die on My Command, which is pretty badass. When an ally within 30 feet of you who can heal you drops to 0 hit points, but is not outright killed, you can use your reaction to shout an order at them, causing them to drop to 1 hit point instead. And you cannot use this feature again, so you can play it a short or long rest. Short or long rest makes it really good. So half-orc gets the similar thing, where if they get knocked to 0, they instead go down to 1. This is like that, but you can do it to an ally instead. Steel Mind at 17th level. You gain advantage on wisdom saving throws against spells and enemy abilities. Just good. I mean, that's just really good. And then 20th level, you can use your action to become a Pain Devil for 1 minute. Your size becomes large, you gain a +3 to hit and damage with melee weapons, and you gain 100 temporary hit points. Holy shit. Eliminate an aura of pain that forces every enemy starting their turn within 20 feet of you to make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw, or suffer 4d12 damage on a failed save, half that on a successful save, as wounds in their flesh spontaneously open. Once the creature saves, however, they are immune to this ability for 24 hours. Then while in the storm, your type becomes Fiend, and Hell is your home plane, which means if you get banished to Hell, you're stuck there permanently. And then cannot use this until you complete a long rest. Okay. And then there's Interdiction Improvement. 6th level, after placing a seal on a creature, your attacks against that creature have advantage. Really good. It makes it even more like Hunter's Mark. Howl's Fury at 10th level. The bonus action you place a seal on a creature now also grants you a weapon strike, a weapon attack against them. Wait, I'm not sure I understand that. So, you use the bonus action to place the seal on them. And then what, you just get like a weapon attack even if they're 30 feet away? I feel a little vague. I'm not sure quite what that means. I think that I'm reading it right, because that makes sense, I guess. And at 18th level, when you consume a seal after a successful attack roll against an interdicted creature, you may use your reaction to make the attack score a critical hit. That's just good, man. Getting crits is good. I'm gonna turn that music on. Alright, let's pull up the, alright. Alright, Shadow Master. These are like the assassin type. The one not to reveal themselves and take their own lives before betraying their true religion. Wow. Bear an oath to Moloch, the Lord of Dicks in the City of Lies. The tenant, plans within plans, create chaos, our impatience, hesitation is failure. Okay. Okay, here's the Invoke Authorities. First one is Fade. With an action, you can become invisible and attempt to take the hide action as part of that action. And then the invisibility ends after 1 minute, or if you make an attack or cast a spell. So basically, you just disappear. And then the second one is Moloch's Blessing. As a bonus action, you can place all your remaining seals on a creature. So you know how we were saying, like, you can just stack a bunch of seals on one person and then burst damage them? This lets you do that as a bonus action to just apply all of your seals at once and burst them. Which I guess makes sense for like an assassin who's trying to just blow somebody up. Okay. Flash of Brimstone as a reaction to placing a seal on a target. You can teleport to an unoccupied space you can see. So you invoke authority to place all your remaining seals on a person as a bonus action. And then as a reaction to doing that, you teleport to them. And then your action you use to stab them. And you just burst them to hell. Okay, and then when you get this, you get bonus proficiency with stealth, acrobatics, and thieves tools. I feel like that's one too many. I don't know if, like, I feel like for like level 3 to get 2 new skill proficiencies and a thieves tool set, for an already like burst damage assassin type seems quite. It seems like a lot, I guess. Alright. Okay, and then Dagger Adept. Your training makes you skilled with certain light weapons. While 2-weapon fighting with daggers and or sickles, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the second attack. So, you get the dual wielding, like, feat basically with the second weapon. You can draw 2, or store 2 daggers or sickles, and normally be able to draw a third one. So, yeah. Okay, and then at 5th level, your daggers and sickles do 1d6 damage. I think normally they do d4. And then 11th level, they do 1d8 damage. 17th level, they do 1d10 damage. Pretty solid. Alright, 7th level, your movement increases by 10 feet. Very good. 9th level, your Mastery of Shadow grants you advantage on Dexterity stealth checks when taking the hide action, and hide becomes a bonus action for you. So this is basically like a rogue thing, but you get it at 9th level, which feels a little bit late. And then you get evasion at 13th level. Again, that feels pretty late. Like, monks and rogues both get that at like level 7, don't they? Like, how many times do you get into a 13th level character, I guess? Okay, at 17th level you gain Dark Vision, and then you can see the exact location of any creature within... Oh, you can see normally in Magical Darkness too, that's also really good. I'm gonna say Dark Vision. Nah. See the exact location of any creatures within 60 feet that are using an illusion spell to obfuscate their location, such as blur, mirror image, or invisibility. You get to see that. No action, no nothing, you just see it. That's really good. Because I imagine that means that you're not affected by those spells in combat. Alright. Shadow Form at 20th level. As an action, you can become a greater shadow for 1 minute. You gain damage resistance to acid, cold, fire, lightning, thunder, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. You gain incorporeal movement, which I believe lets you like squeeze in the cracks and stuff. Do I remember off the top of my head? You gain a flying speed of 50 feet. Oh yeah, it says right here. You can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. Then you take d10 force damage if you end your turn inside an object. Your weapon attacks deal necrotic damage, and successful attacks drain 1d4 strength from the target. Wow. And then if it reduces the target strength to 0, it just dies. And you get to raise the shadow. You basically get to become a shadow. You know, the monster, the shadow, like drains your strength and killed you, and then if it killed you by draining your strength, you come back as the shadow. That's pretty solid. I mean, it's 20th level. Most people don't get to that point, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. Okay. Introduction improvement. 6th level, Marks for Death. Connection to Moloch power deepens. If you hit an interdicted creature with a melee attack, you can mark them for death. The target has disadvantage on attack rolls that do not include you until the end of its next turn. And while that creature is interdicted, must make a wisdom saving throw whenever it tries to leave your reach. Okay. On a failure, its speed becomes 0 until the start of its next turn. And then no effect lasts until it is no longer interdicted, you leave its reach or it leaves your reach. Okay. 10th level, you get Become the Darkness. While within 10 feet of an interdicted enemy, shadows envelop you and you gain the benefits of half cover. Okay, you get half cover while walking towards an enemy menacingly. Alright. Then Hell's Assassin at 18th level, you still do 3d10 damage instead of 3d6. Ooh, boy, that's good. Yeah, I mean, it seems like the point of this is just stacking as many Seals of Interdiction that the Illrigger gets, and then just bursting the shit out of an enemy with it. Alright, Architectural Ruin. If I had to take a guess, this is spellcasting. Yep, it is spellcasting. Got, we'll get 2 cantrips to start with. And it looks like they only get 3 max. And then the 3rd level they start with 2 first level spell slots, and 3 at 4th level, and then seems like they go up to 6th level spell slots. Okay. Okay. So their whole thing was about, like, fucking with enemies from afar. Alright. Invoke Authority. As a reaction to failing a saving throw against this spell, you can choose to succeed instead. I mean, that's really good. I mean, that's just good. And then Invoke Authority Spellbreaker. You call on Asmodeus' authority to protect you from enemy magic. Anytime you are targeted by a magic missile spell, a line spell, or a spell that requires a ranged attack roll a d6. On a 1 to 5, you are unaffected, and then on a 6, you are unaffected, and the effect is reflected back at the caster as though it originated from you. That's super good. Holy shit. That's just fucking good. Like, what the fuck? Alright. So you, like we said, you get 2 cantrips, and then at 8th level you learn an additional cantrip. And then you got spell slot. If I had to take a guess, it's charisma modifier, yep. Does it work like... Okay, you can change your life whenever you finish a long rest. So it's like a cleric in that regard. Alright. Move your charisma. And, okay, 7th level, you gain advantage on Constitution saving throws that make you maintain concentration. Alright. That's super good. Just, like, at 7th level, to get that, that's super good. It's kind of hard to overstate. Like, I think most of the time you require a feat to get into that good. So the fact that you just get advantage, and I think you have proficiency with Constitution saving throws, so you're basically on the level of like a sorcerer with a feat, as a spellcaster, in terms of maintaining concentration. Okay, starting at 9th level, when you place a seal on an enemy, you can, as a reaction, cast an illusion spell that normally has a casting time of 1 action. I mean, that sounds good, but illusion spells are kinda... They're not the greatest, most illusion spells. At least not for, like, damage's purpose. It does seem like you're an illusion caster, though, because, like, fucking with the mind and all that. At 13th level, illusion spells no longer require any components. When casting an illusion spell, there is no indication you are casting the spell. And you can cast it while blind, gagged, and with your hands bound. That tends to be pretty niche in my experience. It's rare that, like, it's rare that DMs hit you with those kinds of effects, you know what I mean? And at 13th level, you know, like, it looks good on paper, but I don't know, like, how often that's going to come into effect. At 17th level, you can, as a reaction to taking damage, cast Fire Shield. Always a one shield. Deal fire damage, deal 4d8 instead of 2d8. That's pretty good. And it doesn't seem like it requires a spell slot, although I would like the language to be a bit more clear on that. Yeah. And at level 20, you become a Lore Devil for 1 minute. You gain 3 extra seals. Enemies with seals on them automatically fail their saving throws against your spells. When you enter interference Lore, forcing any creature within 60 feet trying to cast a spell at first speed at a DC 18 intelligence saving throw, or else the spell fails and they lose the spell slot. Damn. And then whenever you use a spell slot to cast a spell there, they 25% chance the spell works normally, but you do not use the spell. Oh my god, that sounds super good. You become Fiend, hallowed your home plane, and I use this to play the long rest. Oh, at their discretion, your GM may choose one codex, which is like, Matt Colville's, like, ancient book things that's in his world, and grant you limited use of one of the abilities in that codex. I should also mention, I haven't really mentioned it too much, this class is, like, pretty deeply intertwined with Colville's lore. So, like, his hell and stuff. That's why there's only, like, 3 subclasses. It's why, like, Moloch is mentioned, and, like, Moloch isn't a character per, like, normal D&D as far as I'm aware. Or at least he isn't, like, a big devil lord. Demons and devils seem to be working together for the most part. I don't know the specifics of his world lore, but it's pretty different just from mainline D&D stuff. Alright, here's the introduction improvement. At 6th level, you get Hellmage. When you cast an illusion spell, you may choose to expend an unused seal instead of a spell slot. Jeez, I mean, it really does seem like you're not, like you shouldn't be running out of spell slots as this class. Okay. And then 10th level, you get Submit. As a reaction, when you cast a spell, you can consume a seal on an introductory creature to impose disadvantage on their saving throws against the spell. That's good. An introductory creature, by the way, is anything that you put a seal on. The seal still has to be on them, and the seal lasts for a minute. You don't, by the way, I should mention, you don't have to expend the seal when you hit them, or when an ally hits them. You just have the option to. So, and it looks like the point is to, like, give you, like, a lot of these classes give you reason to not just immediately burn them. With exception to the Shadow one, the Shadow Master one, or whatever. That one just seems like it's all about loading as many fields onto one person as you can, and then just blowing them up with damage. Alright. Magic Resistance. Starting at 18th level, you just gain advantage, you just get Magic Resistance. You get advantage on saving throws against spells and magical effects from interdicted creatures. Okay. Then there's the spell list. Okay. Because illusion magic is such a big thing for them, they do note all of the illusion spells in the spell list. They also note the concentration spells. They note the new spells. The new spells are the ones I'm going to go over because they're new spells. I see 2 first level new spells, 1 3rd level, 1 5th level. It seems like that's it. So 4 new spells then. Alright, here's the 5th level one. Aura of Desecration. These spells are only available to the Architects of Ruin, by the way. I'd probably also give them to Fiendish Warlocks, and to... I want to give them to Wizards, just because I think that Wizards knowing all of the spells is actually pretty neat. But anyways, I definitely give them to Fiendish Warlocks, assuming these are decent balanced spells. Alright. 5th level Abjuration or Desecration. Casting time 1 action. Range stealth 30-foot radius. Duration concentration up to 10 minutes. Verbal component. Alright. Life-defiling energy radiates from you in an aura within a 30-foot radius. Till the spell ends, the aura moves with you, centered on you. Okay. When a creature enters the area or starts its turn there, it takes 1d6 necrotic damage, and you regain hit points equal to the damage dealt. Okay, that makes sense. I'm actually surprised we don't have spells like that. I kind of thought we had a spell that did that already. I'm surprised there isn't one. First level seems like a pretty appropriate spell level for that. It's strong, but it's not, like, busted. There are other 5th level spells I would say that are better than this. At least in terms of dealing damage. So this is good. Alright. Hell's Lash, 1st level evocation spell. Casting time 1 action, range 30 feet. Verbal, thematic material component, and the material is the forked tongue of a serpent. Okay. Duration concentration up to 1 minute. You produce a whip of red electric energy that lashes out at a creature within range, creating a conduit between you and the target. Make a ranged spell attack against that creature on a hit. Take 1d10 fire damage, and on each of your turns for the duration, you can use your action to deal 1d10. Oh no. Oh, this is really bad. Okay. It redeems slightly. If it has one of your seals on it, the target that is, the Infernal Whip deals just 10 straight damage, maximum damage. And then when you cast it at a 2nd level or higher, the initial damage increases by 1d10. So this is Witch Bolt. Basically Witch Bolt. That's why I was like, oh no, it's bad. Witch Bolt is it Witch Bolt? I think it's Witch Bolt. It's like a green lightning bolt that you like connect between you and a target. And like, if they move out of it, or if you move out of the range, it breaks. If you do anything but apply damage to them as a spell for your action, it breaks. If they have cover from you, it breaks. Like, it's bad. It's basically concentration, and this one is it's concentration, but like, you also have to use your action to deal damage with it. I would say the only redeeming feature of it is that if you have a seal on the target that you're using it on, it automatically just does its maximum damage, which is good because then you're getting 10 damage just outright every turn, which does make it better than Witch Bolt, but it's still not very good. Alright. Mote of Hell, 3rd level conjuration spell. Casting time 1 action. Range 150 feet. Verbal somatic material, piece of sulfur, the component. Duration concentration up to 1 minute. You manifest a mote of hell on the mundane world. That's like the material plane. 15-foot radius sphere of darkness, brimstone and blasting heat arise, centered on a point within range and lasting for the duration of the spell. Cloud of hellfire echoes with the cries of damned souls that can be heard by anyone within 30 feet of the cloud. No light, even magical light, can illuminate the area, and any creatures fully within the area are blinded. Clouds warp the timescape, and the area is difficult terrain. Take 2d6 fire damage if they start their turn, and they Any creature that ends their turn in it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 2d6 psychic damage. As the voices of the damned crowd their mind. Devils are immune to the damage, can see through the darkness, and regain 2d6 hit points if they start their turn in this area. This reminds me of Black Tentacles, but more thematically hellish. I think Black Tentacles is also a 3rd level spell, so this makes sense. I like the fact that devils are immune to it and actually heal while sitting in it. That's pretty neat. Alright. 1st level enchantment spell, single combat. 1 bonus action for casting time, range 30 feet, components verbal, duration up to 1 minute, no concentration. You offer a creature a challenge they might not be able to resist. You have no allies adjacent to you. Shoot 1 creature within range who can see and hear you. They must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, the creature falls for your ruse and must fight you. For the duration, they have disadvantage on attacks that do not include you. You must succeed on a charisma save against the spellcasting DC each time they try to move away from you. Spell ends if you attack any other creature. If you cast a spell that doesn't include the creature as a target, an ally damages the target or targets them with the spell, or if you end your turn more than 30 feet away from the target. Spell also ends if any of your allies end their turn adjacent to you. This isn't a very good spell. It's trying to be the paladin spell, the compelled duel. But there's a few issues. 1, you're not the tanky Illrigger class. You're the spellcasting one. And you can be relatively tanky as this class, even without needing like the heavy plate armor, but I don't know. The fact that like you can't have any allies near you or else the spell ends seems really... Like, I don't know, I can't think of many times where, like, you won't have your allies near you, I guess. If you move too far away, the spell ends. Each time they try and move away, they have to succeed on a charisma save. If they succeed the save, it doesn't do anything. Like, I don't know, it just seems kind of like a pretty bad spell overall. Like, it's compelled duel, but worse is sort of the issue, I guess. I don't know. I guess you don't have to maintain concentration. I think you do with compelled duel, so maybe that's, it seems like there was maybe I miscounted, seems like there's a 5th spell here. It's 5th level necromancy, wall of death, casting time 1 action, range 120 feet. Bonus herbal somatic material, small piece of phosphorus, concentration up to 1 minute. Wall of necrotic energy on a solid surface within range. Make it up to 60 feet long, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. Or you can make a winged wall up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. Opaque and lasts for the duration. When the wall appears, each creature within its area. What does that mean within its area? Does that mean where it appears? Oh, it's opaque. It's not solid. It's opaque. You just can't see through it. Okay. On a failed save... Okay, so when the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 5d8 necrotic damage. Pretty good. And the first time it drops to 0 hit points within the next minute, instantly fails a death saving throw. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage without the other effect. So that's pretty solid. Then you regain hit points equal to half the amount of necrotic damage dealt. Also pretty good. One side of the wall, selected by you when you cast a spell, deals 5d8 necrotic damage to each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of that side or inside the wall. Creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there, then the other side of the wall deals no damage. Yeah, that's good. I don't know. And then there's some stat blocks. I don't really want to. Okay, there's a stat block for an NPC, Illrigger, if you want to play, like if you want to have them as an enemy or something. Her name is Lady Dazzling. She's a painkiller, so the big, heavily armored Hell Knight. She's a challenge level 12. No challenge rating 12. She basically gets all of the things that Illrigger get. Then there's retainers. Retainers are a thing that Mac Colville's company has. They're like NPCs that help you out in the world. You don't necessarily have them in your party, more like you use them to do things while you're out adventuring, I guess. It looks like there's 3 types, one for each subclass. Yeah. Okay. All in all, again, I would need to see this in action to make a judgment on, like, if it's too good or something. So, it doesn't seem like broken. I will say that. It doesn't seem like busted or overpowered. So that's amazing. That said, it does seem kind of, I don't know, it almost feels kind of weak in some areas. Like it's sort of just like it's a way to multi-class a bunch of different classes together and have this, maybe I should rephrase that. It seems like you could get the same effect as the Illrigger by multi-classing into several different classes. Most notably Hexblade Warlock with some fighter levels, and probably a couple paladin levels. And you could honestly get the same effect as the Illrigger class. It wouldn't be quite as coherent, I think, but you get about what it looks like, more or less. That's my initial impression. The new spells are... The higher level ones are good, the lower level ones are kind of bad. Like, bad not in that they're, like, broken, but bad just that, like, they don't seem very strong. Like, it seems like they're kind of almost intentionally underpowered, which makes sense, I guess. You know, you don't want them to be, like, overpowered spells for players to fuck around with all game. But, like, the Witch Bolt one, listen, Witch Bolt's a bad spell. So, like, I guess that's the one that comes to mind mostly. Wall of Death seems pretty good. And then the Aura Desecration kind of makes me wonder why we haven't had a spell like that yet. To be honest, like I'm surprised we didn't already have that spell. So I'm glad for that one. And again, I would like to see those spells in other classes. Namely, I think Fiendish Warlock. I think Fiendish Warlock would benefit from the Hellbolt one quite a bit. The only one that strikes me as like overpowered is the Assassin one, actually. Just because it seems like it does so much damage so quickly. Then, like, I noticed that it's, like, meant to do all that damage to one person. It doesn't spread out the damage at all. So, like, as a DM, I would probably just, like, make the boss fight a little bit more than just one boss. And so, like, if you play the Shadow Master class, you're gonna BTFO any fucking boss monster. Any, like, solo boss monster, you're gonna fucking annihilate that shit in, like, one round. So that's, like, I think if the DM allows that, I think it's dependent on the DM as well to balance their fights a little bit better, so that they're not just getting wrecked by the Illrigger assassin every time. The Hollow Knight seems cool, like thematically cool. The Ruin Bringer one, the Architectural Ruin, that was it. Seems cool. I like the spellcasting effect. I especially like the, like, illusion spellcasting effect. I think it strikes at something that we don't get to really see with the illusion spells in this game, and that's that, like, you can really fuck with a person with illusion magic. Without even really trying all that hard. And this just makes it so much more stronger to do so. Yeah. Overall, I would say if your game has a place for the Illrigger, feel free to put it in. If it doesn't, obviously don't. If you're interested and want to just test it, I think that's a good idea. I don't know if my game has a place for it, is sort of the issue. Mostly because I don't quite know what I'm doing with the Hells at the moment in my world. Like, I don't know what I want to do with them necessarily. So yeah, Matt sent that to me mostly because he wanted to get my approval for it anytime we start a D&D game. So I know he wants to play a Vampire Hell Knight. Which, as thick as that fucking sounds, can easily be way too overpowered without even really trying all that hard. Luckily, at least the Hell Knight part doesn't seem too overpowered. We'll have to see on the vampire aspect if he ever brings that to me. Yeah, I don't know. It's tricky. I would want to work very closely with any player that wanted to play a an Illrigger. Just because, like, I don't know if that's a class that you can just, like, let somebody play and then, like, not do anything with them, you know? Like, not talk to them when they're building it or anything like that. Like, I think that's way too reliant on like like communicating with the players as a DM. Both to make it good and to, like, make it fit in the world. You know, some other classes I think that require that are Warlock. I think you should do it with pretty much every player. At least if you want to have like a campaign kind of game, not just like a one-shot or whatever. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. I don't know. I'd probably want to rewrite some of it a little bit just so that it's not like, so that it fits a little bit more in my own personal world, rather than just being like ripping off Colville's world. But that's like a personal thing. That's just because I don't like, you know, like feeling like I'm stealing from another person's board, you know. I don't know. I think that's kind of my initial first impression, though. Oh, I should mention, you don't have to play like an evil character to play that class. I feel like the warlock in that aspect. It does definitely seem to at least lead, you know, more toward, lean more toward evil character. Like you're literally like a knight of hell. So, you know, it's not exactly like a goody two-shoes paladin. I wouldn't call it a paladin either. It's not quite a paladin. It almost actually, what's the term, anti-paladin? It sort of hits it to like the anti-paladin vibe better than like most of the official anti-paladin classes that I've seen. You know? At least the, what's it called, painkiller, the big heavy knight one does. I don't know. Not a huge fan. I think the only one I wouldn't allow, like, of those three subclasses is the assassin one. At least not as a player one, I don't think. Because, like, it doesn't seem to fit super well with, like, playing with, you know, allies or, you know, working together. It's just sort of like you point at the target, murder them, and then you just kind of fuck off. Which is cool, but, like, not very fun to play in a group, you know? And it also sounds like a balancing hell for the end. Just like making challenges that like you wouldn't immediately fucking murder as that class or as that subclass, while also providing like a challenge to your allies, or to you and your allies. Like you could do it, and the way to do it would be throwing multiple high priority enemies at once, most fights. And like, that's how you want to be DMing, or that's how you want to be, like, encounter building as a DM usually anyway. Because if you just throw, like, big high priority, or like one big enemy at your party every fight, they're just gonna, like, it's gonna be a bleed for them, they won't even bother. So just blow it up, take a rest, and rinse and repeat. You should already be building and countering more effectively than that to begin with. But I feel like it does a little bit too much on its own as a subclass. On like a level that the others don't really get to do. Kind of where I'm at with that one. That's a nice second card. Alright. that dry again. That's probably a little bit too long, just waiting for that to dry while I fucked around reading that class. Alright, yeah. I don't know if Matt's in the call or in the chat. I think he's in a Discord call. Hello.
Well, wait, Moonlight playing Overwatch. Or Overwatch, even.
Alright. I am live currently, so not saying any,
can't say it.
Don't say it.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it!
Mr. President, get down. Alright,
That's fucked up.
alright, Matt, I just read through the Illrigger class on stream. I'm still live, by the way. I don't hate it. The only thing I like, the only class I'd like put restrictions on, I think, is the assassin one. Just because it feels like it does so much burst damage.
Reaper is so bad, you guys.
Like I feel like it does so much burst damage that it
I don't think so.
stops being fun for your party. And it seems like kind of a pain for DMs to build around.
Fucking missed.
The Hell Knight one, the painkiller, thick as fuck.
That's my idea, is to play a Hell Knight vampire.
I kind of got that impression. And then the spellcasting one, the Architect of Ruin, pretty cool. Yeah. The new spells are kind of mixed on some of them. The higher level ones seem fine. The lower level ones seem actually kind of bad.
Like bad or just poorly designed, or bad like choice-wise, or broken?
Bad like I wouldn't ever pick them as a player.
Oh.
Yeah. The one of them is basically just a reskinned Witch Bolt, and the other one is a reskinned Compelled Duel. And neither of those spells are very good. That's kind of it. The only real changes I'd make is I don't know if I'd allow players to play as the assassin subclass.
You really think it does way too much burst damage?
I think it does, just because like right away you get to be able to you get to apply all of your seals onto a target as a bonus action with your invoke authority, and then as a reaction teleport right to them, and then you still have an action available to just hit them, break all of those seals, and do maximum damage. And that seems like it seems like it's really easy to just show up on a boss, kill them in one round, and then like nobody else has done anything. And you can balance around that. Like, there's no issue. Like, you as a DM, like, a good DM should be able to balance around that. But, like, I don't want to have to do that every fight, you know?
Let me throw this at you. But Will,
Shit.
What about sneak attack?
What about sneak attack?
It's literally just sneak attack.
Except it's not. It's better.
You only get like, how many uses of Invoke Authority? You get, like, 1? You get 1.
You get 1 and then you get more as you level up.
Yeah, you get 1 and then you get, like, 2 at, like, level 3.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a whole lot.
Yeah.
How much? What does the Invoke Authority do for this ass? I didn't take a look at it because I was honestly just gonna play a
so one of the Invoke Authorities is as a bonus action when you go to apply your seal on a person, you can instead apply all of them right away, just through that bonus action. And then another thing that you get with that subclass is that you get to, as a reaction, teleport right to them. And then you still have an action available to hit them.
Seals are 2d6, right? Seals are 2d6.
To start out, yes, but I think they grow in damage to 3d6, and then for that specific subclass, they grow in damage at some point to 3d10.
And seals are okay. That's a little busted. I mean, I would just change it. I would just change the die, to be honest.
I don't know. I think it's a cool concept. I don't know if I want to give players that subclass at all.
And it's like, your seals are based on your charisma, right? You get a number equal to your charisma modifier.
Yeah.
So level 1 you can, or level 3 you can do 10d6 damage plus the damage on your ability and teleport.
Mm-hmm.
That seems a little rough, yeah.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know. It seems like it does so much burst damage that you kill the target in 1 round. Nobody else has been able to do anything, and then you just clean it up. You're like, all right, guys, let's go home. And the rest of the party's well, okay.
You think the ability to teleport at level 3 and do 1d8 plus 10d6 damage plus 5 is good?
Plus 3 with the fighting style.
Plus 3, by the way. Dope fighting style.
Yeah, that was the other thing. One of the fighting styles gives you plus 3 damage.
Yeah, dude.
That seemed pretty strong. It didn't seem busted. It just seemed pretty strong.
It means you have to be solo, though. It's literally the Spectre thing.
Yeah, I get that. It's just that, I don't know, plus 3 damage is that's something that is a legendary weapon, you know?
And it stacks. I mean, you can tune it. I think 2 is probably a good middle ground.
Yeah.
I think there's another.
The other fighting styles seemed alright. One of them seemed kind of weak. When a target attacks you and you only have a weapon in one hand, you get to move next to them.
Yeah.
And you don't provoke attack weapons. It's they're already getting an attack off on you, and you don't get to move away from them. It just seems kind of. It doesn't seem super useful, I guess.
It's the swashbuckler thing.
Oh shit! It's my boy Chef 109 following. How you doing?
It's the shit, dude. It's the swashbuckling thing that you get at level 3.
Yeah, but the swashbuckler thing lets you move when you attack, not when your enemy attacks you.
I don't know, man. Lies is probably the best one, though, I think.
Is that the 2-handed charisma one?
Yes.
Yeah, that one seemed pretty good. And then the other one was, what was that? It was unarmored defense, basically, but with charisma.
Yep, which sounds dope.
Yeah, that just seems pretty cool.
For a tank build with medium armor, yeah, that sounds pretty dope to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't seem busted. The assassin one, it looks busted on paper, and I imagine it starts to fall off, once you start leveling. But like that level 3 power spike just seemed really, really strong. You know, to start off with. I don't know. Yeah.
Their tanks are dead.
I do like the Architect of Ruin like focus on illusion magic and the way that it buffs illusion. I think that's really cool.
I think it's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
I really want to play that. Really want to play it though.
Alright. I'll have to check on the vampire stuff. But other than that, I don't have like too big an issue if you play like the Hell Knight class. It seems pretty cool. It doesn't seem broken.
Killer, yeah.
I don't know.
It's like I didn't want to play. See, the thing with that specific idea is I didn't want to play a paladin, but I wanted to play something like a paladin.
Right. And I was saying actually just before I joined the call that the what's it called? The Painkiller? That's a dumb name. Painkiller is a dumb name. It's like the only dumb name of the three too. Like they should have just called it Hell Knight. I don't know why they didn't. I'm just gonna call it Hell Knight. Fuck it. I think that the Hell Knight subclass it more closely hits on the anti-paladin style that like Wizards had been trying to get for a while, and they just haven't gotten right.
Yeah, man.
So, I don't know. I'm interested to see it and play. The only thing is that, like, I think if you are allowing an Illrigger, like as a DM, you got to be working with the player pretty closely, because, like, it's got to, like, you're directly tied to an extraplanar being on, like, a level that, like, warlocks even aren't. And like as a DM, you should also be, you know, closely working with warlock players on their stuff. So like I think you really need to be like, as a DM, just like on lock with making sure you and the player are, you know, working together on it.
I'm dead.
I don't know. That's my opinions on it. My purple worm is purple now.
I'll also say, I kind of wanted to play like this lackadaisical, like what we do in the shadows vampire, who kind of just like got bored with immortality, so he just like signed a deal with the devil, because why the fuck not?
Yeah. Alright. I'm heading back out. I'm gonna paint some more. Probably gonna keep streaming for about 30 more minutes or so. Alright. Back to streaming. Well, I was already streaming. Back to listening to music. Okay. Alright. Okay. We've got our purple base paint applied. The question now is, what do we paint the underside here? I think a tone close to what we've already got here is pretty good. But I think we want to go a little bit lighter. And for that, yeah, I think Rakar's Flesh should work. Rakar's Flesh is kind of like a brownish gray color. A little bit lighter than this, you'll see it. Maybe I added a little bit too much to the palette here. Okay, well, let's apply it to the underside here. Yeah, I think that's gonna be good. I want to be super careful because we're gonna probably end up going over everything again. So we do want to be a little bit more careful than we were with purple. The biggest thing is not applying it too thickly. Too thick, as it were. Yeah, I think that'll look good. Yeah, this was I think this was a toss-up between this color and Wraithbone. I think Wraithbone would have looked alright, but this looks better, I think. This is a little bit more grayish. Wraithbone is a little bit more like off-white. I'm looking for like a more natural tone, so this I think works better. Someone's banging around in my apartment building. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Okay. Here's a question. Do I want to paint the face this color? I think I want to at least base coat it this color. I don't know if it'll stay this color though. So we'll start this color. Probably it might get changed a bit. I might paint it a different color. And we're probably not going to paint the inside and out that color though. I think we'll paint that like a pinkish color. Probably greener paint. That's kind of like my go-to for like fleshy bit. There's a nice pink for that. I think Screamers are 40k thing. I don't know, maybe they're playable in Age of Sigmar too. I think they're a Zinch demon. They're like a little disc thingy that fly around and scream. I don't know. That looks kind of cool, I guess. Most of the other stuff looks kind of cool. Again, we're going to want to put a second coat, second thin coat on this after this dries. let that dry. I think that looks a lot. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that was just fun sirens going by. That time of night. Oh, my left arm's been super fucking sore too. I got my COVID shot the other day. And people aren't kidding when they say that the arm's sore for a couple of days. It is. It's rough, man. But shot 1, shot 2 is gonna be in May. So we will be prepared. I know I've ranted about it enough, but it really is a shame that COVID ended up being this bad. Really had no reason to be. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's a shame. Give it another bit to keep drying. Yeah, I think that looks good. It kind of really does look like a D&D Purple 1, you know? Grab something to drink real quick. Water. Alright. Okay. I wonder if maybe I should reapply the purple into my areas. Yeah, I think we should. Maybe later. I think for now I'm just gonna worry about getting all the base colors on. The next big base color is the ground itself. Luckily, most of the texturing is in here. I think it's just a matter of like, do I want to add more texture paint to it? Or do I just want to paint it like as is? We'll paint it as is in an earthy tone. That was Rhinox High, by the way. Let's see how that texture is. I've been thinning my paint down too much. What do you think? Obviously it's still wet, but I don't hate it. I don't know. Let's stick with it. I'm gonna want to use a different brush for getting inside the crater where the one is coming out from. So just worry about getting outside. And I think I'll use wildwood contrast for the like branches and roots that are sticking out here. Definitely gonna add more paint though. Already out. And then we'll paint like that foliage and stuff going or whatever. I don't know. Not the worst. I have a feeling like I would probably be unhappy if I just used a texture paint as well. Texture paints are tricky. They ruin brushes. It turns out you're not actually supposed to use brushes with your texture paint. Something I did not know for a while. So I like completely fucking decimated one of my brushes for the longest time. Using texture paint. Not the worst. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's mud. Like, I don't know how happy I'd be, you know. Like, it's mud, you know. That's a lot better. Welcome back to the chat, by the way. How are you liking the purple one? The top really does look like a Tyranid, doesn't it? I just put that base coat on. So that card's flush on the underside. Got a couple sets of eyes. I think the official art for this model is like a bright blue color, like an icy blue color. I find kind of weird, not gonna lie. I don't know. Like it works, but it's just like, I don't know. Kind of weird that it's like icy blue, you know? Alright. Ah, shit. Castlevania just team? Give me more Lenore, please. Time of the Vampire, hell yeah, man. Okay. Yeah, that's alright. Once we add the rest of the color to it, it'll look a lot more like, I think, real. But it doesn't take form now. Not just a single black color. So with that all done, that's all the base coating done. There's still some correction that I should make, and then we do need to add shade. Then there's a few like color details that I'm not sure what I want to do yet. Like I don't know what I want to do for these like old. So there's some like little detailing on the head there. I'm not sure what I want to do for that. And then same with the eyes. I think I want to do it like pale white eyes, like it's blind. Cause that like makes sense for a subterranean creature. And then I don't know what to do for these like side things. Like I'm not sure what color I want to make those. Yeah. Other than that, I think this is at least done with like base coating. It's nowhere near done. But next stream we'll probably finish this up, I think. Or at least get a lot more progress done on it. Yeah. Kind of where we're at with that, I think, for now. Well. As usual, if you enjoyed this and want to see more, feel free to follow. Yeah, do. And please do. Possible I missed something. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, as usual, if you enjoyed, give me a follow. If you're watching this on YouTube afterward, give me a subscribe or check this next stream out, whenever that is. I try and stream regularly, but I'm kind of bad, seeing that this is the first time I've streamed in 2.5 weeks now. So we will see, is all I'm gonna say. But if you give me a follow, you'll see when I'm live. You'll get an alert or whatever. Yeah, that's all for tonight, I think. Next stream we'll finish that up. Shit. I found something. Oh no. Alright. With that, good night. Have a nice night. Have a nice day. Get your COVID vaccine soon. Whatever.